Today I would like to share a quick journey across the theme of Eastern fraud, and also with some of the most relevant topics and threats that we observe with our platform and our clients. So a brief introduction that is necessary, and also thank you for the previous panelists and presenters, because a lot of interesting topics have been shared and also connected to what I'm going to present today. Fighting Eastern fraud means reacting in real time. And the problem of responding in real time is that it forces not only the institution, the banking institution, or the industries, but also software vendors to respond in real time and to guarantee the right balance between security and user experience. That is crucial. Technology has exponentially increased in well-being in contemporary society, and at the same time multiplied the emergence of experiencing new vulnerabilities. Being interconnected makes us more vulnerable, and the constant use of social media and online purchases and all the traces that we leave while browsing and surfing the web has made priceless amount of personal data available, not just for the data analytics companies, but also to fraudsters. And most digital users have not received sufficient awareness about the risk that they can incur while using or abusing technology, and thus educated to basic security practices and making them part of the solution instead the problem's source. So first of all, let me introduce who we are. XTN is a behavioral-based threat and fraud protection vendor. We are a fast-growing scale-up company born in 2014. And our solution are already marketed and protected digital services, primarily for financial institutions, financial market, but also in the automotive and fintech spaces, and mainly in Europe and Americas, Latin America and North America. Okay, now let's start with one of the most relevant keywords, identity fraud. So it's a sneaky fraud because it happens in various ways. Social engineering, phishing, malware, password sharing, weak password, or also depending by how you use the device and how you use the apps. You realize to have been fraud when it's too late. You have no idea about how much sensitive data, money, or reputation you have lost until something happens. For protecting digital identities, it's crucial to apply different prevention and protection techniques. One of those is the behavioral biometrics associated with the smart authentication. For smart authentication, we consider continuous authentication or frictionless authentication. So something that is transparent to the users. Behavioral-based analytics systems that are able to distinguish between legitimate customers and fraudsters. Applying identity proofing, so creating a unique profile for every user, and not forget to guarantee a frictionless user experience that is, and client experience that is really one of the most crucial topics. The second is the account takeover. Account takeover, every credential protected account can be a victim of this attack. and is one of the most common threats across industries, not just for the financial market, but for every kind of service, digital service. It occurs when a fraudster takes complete control of a victim's account after having stolen his credential. There's a lot of ways to collect those information, data breaches, phishing, and also overlay attacks. Many risks and consequences from an account takeover are many. Here you can see some of those, but there's also email account takeover, call center fraud. This is kind of a social engineering attack, money losses, business email compromise, SEO scam, loss of customer trust, increased customer transaction disputes, credential sale and phishing campaigns. How to fight an account takeover attack? The user behavior analysis is the most effective technique enforced by strong customer authentication with plus biometrics, so the use of biometrics that becomes a silent continuous authentication method. Another one is the application fraud. That is one of the fastest growing types of fraud. Is something that belongs to the onboarding process. It's a form of identity fraud that involves fraudsters applying for a new account in a service or a product. To cut short, fraudsters could use the IDs to open many new accounts into a digital service. And the risks are many. For sure, producing outstanding debts and often happens related to credit card or loan-focused fraud, damaging of the branding or distorting for the budgeting, for example, the impact of new customer acquisition campaigns, generating compliance and reputational issues to the organization, for example, money laundering and money mule activity, and how to fight application fraud. User information, collecting user information and behavioral biometrics evaluation is the most effective technique. With also, it is important, device fingerprints and reputation checks. So you have to connect information between the device, the user, and also the application that is used. There are two topics that comes as a consequence of the threats I described. One is money mule. I'm sure that you know what a money mule is. Preventing money mule activity is an historical issue for financial institutions. But today the problem is spreading more than ever for several reasons. Unemployment and poverty facilitate the recruitment of mules, and the new challenges to identity verification processes and security checks procedures make the detection very hard. So someone is a victim, someone is conscious of what they are doing. And how to fight money mule activities. For sure, application fraud prevention is the best defense line to fight this kind of fraud. But even if a user's onboarding results legit or valid, the account monitoring, velocity patterns, relying on multiple watch lists, so the access to also to external data sources, so to have a kind of exchange of information between institutions or government, for example, can help to recognize and stop suspicious and fraudulent transactions. Finally, the instant payments. Instant payments is something that belongs to innovation, and specifically because you can provide immediate customer satisfaction. The last winter in November in Brazil, the instant payment solution called Pix started and registered a lot, many threats and frauds in banking money transfer. So as you well know, instant payments are electronic money transfer, and the service is available 24/7. There are some maximum amount. For example, in Europe is 11,000 euros, for example, and many countries started to use this fast and convenient technology between people, businesses, and also government authorities. Instant payments can provide instant satisfaction, but also instant fraud. Right attacks, man in the middle attacks, man in the application, man in the browser, SIM swaps, for example, in the Latin America space are very common. So unlike other kind of fraud, money recovery is hard or is almost impossible in this case. Banking institutions must increase the security around the payments going through the fraud prevention system. Someone spoke about the legacy system, how hard it is to switch and to change, or how difficult it is maybe to adapt to the changes of the new era. But in any case, instant payments requires intercepting and block suspicious payments immediately during the user request. The block happens through real-time system, detection system that are capable of providing flexibility to apply more stringent controls, and over the time the new anti-fraud checks. Also whitelisting logic and machine learning algorithm, artificial intelligence capabilities helps to recognize strange patterns of behavior and affinity with the previous false positive instant payments that work securely. So to conclude in my speech, I think we are on time. I think that it's important and also explain why it's crucial to find the right balance between security and user experience. And this slide represents what governments call trusted identity corroboration model. To stop fraud and reduce false positives that are very a pain for financial institutions, you have to find it's necessary to combine affirmative and negative signals coming from not only from one single channel, but all the channels that are used by the clients, the customers. It's only mobile and traditional desktop application, but also in other ways like, for example, open banking or TPPs. So nowadays, a financial institution must have a fraud management system that recognizes users through behavioral biometrics techniques, also machine learning, and also artificial intelligence algorithms. It's necessary because you need to be fast. You have to respond to the customers, to satisfy also the user experience, to acquire new clients, and also the application, the adoption of the application. And this is what we do in XTN through our platform. So thank you so much for the attention. Enjoy the rest of the summit. If you have any question, I'm here, or you can reach out on LinkedIn and I'll be eager to respond. Thank you and take care.